If you don't write checks, how do you pay these guys?
Straight cash, homie.
Welcome to the Straight Cash Homie channel. This is your boy Big Bad Booty Daddy, and this is part 2 of the news lower third. In part 1, you could go back and check. This is how far we got. We're aiming for something close to this, and we're pretty close. You see the channel 4 marker on top with the Bezier background. We might add that later on. I'm still not sure. But anyways, so yeah, this is it's the Big Bad Booty Daddy right here.
So I look in your eyes, I say I might not know how to love you, but I damn no sure how to touch you. So why don't you quit lusting it and let me bust it? So I took her back to my place, and I gave her this feeling that I knew she hit the ceiling, and she called me the Big Bad Booty Daddy.
I think I hit upon this in part 1, where I said you can involve a mask. So on group 2, where all my Beziers are, I'll add a rectangle mask, just a tad bigger than both of the Beziers, or actually all 3 of them. And right there, that's what I have. Now nothing has happened. Remember, masks work in reverse. So just to showcase this, if I move the mask, see how it's disappearing? But do you also see the potential? Yeah, I see the potential there. So imagine if we had something like this coming up. Booyah.
Old school. A little bit of pop and lock. Booyah. Ha. Boo no.
I highly encourage you to go to your major groups, like group 6, which is our text, and move it just a tad. Same thing with 3. I'm holding down shift, and 3, 4, 5. Those are the globe ones. Let's move those to around, and you'll know why later on. All right, and actually let's get rid of that mask right now. We'll get back to it. Same thing for group 2, which is all our rectangles. Let's move that roughly to a second. So as you can tell, there's dead space here. So now let's get that mask going, because we're going to create a really cool opening. So go back to mask, rectangle, make it just a tad bigger.
That's what she said.
And then this is going to require you to press record, which is this little red button right here, this little red circle. There's always the keyframe editor right here. And every time you press that record button, this will spit out some keyframes. I'm not going to get into detail as far as the keyframe editor. I'll make sure to stay away from that in these first few tutorials. I think it'll be a lot easier for you guys to learn just the basics. All right, so here's the rectangle. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move it out, press record, move it to about 2.5 seconds, 2.5, and don't pay attention to the text. And I'm going to move it out right here. Follow the yellow line, that means it's straight, and press unrecord in a sense. So now don't pay attention to the text. It'll look something like that. It's pretty cool. What I like to do is go into the rectangle mask and inspector, hit the mask, feather it. Feather it either by subtracting, going to the negative, or going to the positive. It's your preference. I'm going to go into the negative 33. Yay, Larry Bird. So now you have a little bit of a feather, and it's still not significant enough to notice. But if I go this way, then as you can tell, the feather is caving in. So now it has a feather, and it looks pretty damn good. So what's the problem here? As you can tell, the text comes on a little bit too fast, even with the fades, with the blur in. So grab group 6, that's where our text is, and move it just a tad more. So by time, yeah, that's great timing right there. Boom.
The pitch. He swings, and boom goes the dynamite.
So there you go. It's looking good. Now, what I would like to do is add a little bit more flair to it, a little bit more substance.
You're gonna be mine! Woo!
To add depth, more depth to your lower third. So just grab a circle, under rectangle circle, and don't make it a circle, make it a little bit more oval, just like that. It's going to pop up in a new group. Take that circle and drop it into your rectangle Beziers right there. It really doesn't matter. Don't worry about that top group now. We're not going to use it. Go underneath right there, just so you can see it. This is strictly for visual effect. We're going to move it around. So in your inspector under shape, feather it, as in drop it to about, let's say 40. Then fall off, also go to 40. So remember those two numbers. Now, it doesn't really look impressive. It actually stands out. You want it to blend it in. It definitely stands out. It's not pretty. It's not pretty.
It's pretty. It's so pretty.
So go into properties when you're into the circle, and we're going to change the size and opacity, scale and opacity. So we're going to blow it up a little bit more, but now we're going to drop the opacity to like 10%, 10, 15, right there. Drop the scale just a tad. And you know what? Let's move it right here. This is where the hot area is as far as the first Bezier that we created. So we're going to do something similar to the mask. We're going to press record. And then we're going to move it to about here. And move that to there. And press unrecord. And so now, let's see how it looks. My computer's a little bit slow, but it's a little bit too much. I'm going to drop the opacity a little bit more. So I'm going to go below 10. That's about right. Yep. Obviously, we're not going to have it just pop up like that and stop right there. So I'm going to click on circle and press O for out. This is a quick shortcut. And then I'm going to go into behaviors and a simple basic motion fade in, fade out, which is going to add boom right there. Just a little hint, just a little hint. Nothing significant. Now what you could also do is, since it kind of looks cool, I would duplicate this. Right click on the mouse on the circle and duplicate. And take that copy, which is right here, move it further out. And since it's already recording from left to right, what I'm going to do is change the position of the actual circle. So it's not going to go here. It's going to stay behind the red and the blue. So let's see how that looks. I'm just going to grab this arrow and we're going to start it right here. I'm going to grab this arrow. Remember, there's keyframes involved in this, but I'm not showcasing that. So once this circle is done, the other one should kick in. Yep, you saw that? It's just a hint. Boom. Yeah. Okay, so that's it for this tutorial. For the next one, I'll just show you quickly how to fade everything out, as well as how to introduce this globe group with the ring and the blue-white circle, how to introduce it into this lower third. And that'll be all. Hopefully you enjoy this. I am your boy, Big Bad Booty Daddy, and I'm signing off.
So as you're in the hospital, on your back, screaming in pain, your wife will be on her back, screaming my name.
Shut the cabinet!